Every single one of us reaches a point where life feels like it's standing still, where the days blur together, and deep down you know you're capable of more. You can feel it inside, a voice that whispers, there's more for you than this. But here's the truth, nothing changes until you decide. One decision, one moment of absolute certainty, has the power to redirect your entire life. You see, it's not the big events that shape your destiny, it's the small decisions you make every single day. The decision to get up when you feel like giving up. The decision to take one more step when you think you've hit your limit. The decision to believe in yourself when no one else does. Most people wait for the perfect moment, for the right opportunity, the right motivation, the right timing. But the truth is the perfect moment is the one you create when you finally draw the line and say, no more excuses, no more fear. I decide today who I will become. Every success story began with a decision. Every comeback started with a moment of choice. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to decide that you're not going back to who you were, because that one decision will set things in motion that you can't even imagine right now. Your past does not define you. Your decisions do. Your circumstances may have built your character, but your choices will build your future. When you take ownership of your decisions, you take ownership of your life. And when you decide to step forward in faith, courage, and belief, the universe moves with you. So today, stop waiting. Don't let fear of failure or judgment hold you back. This is your life, your moment, your decision. The power to change isn't out there. It's in you. You are one decision away from a completely different story, a new identity, a new energy, a new life. Decide today to rise, to grow, to act, and watch everything change. Because when you truly decide, your life never stays the same. Every great transformation begins with a single decision, a moment when you finally say, enough. That one decision can flip the entire direction of your life. It's not about luck, not about timing, and not about waiting for the universe to hand you something. It's about drawing a line and saying, this is the moment I take control. People spend years waiting for motivation, waiting for signs, waiting for change, but real power begins the second you make that inner commitment. That moment you stop wishing and start deciding. You see, decisions are the invisible architecture of your future. One powerful choice can create a ripple that shifts everything that comes after it. When you decide with absolute certainty, not halfway, not maybe, the world begins to rearrange itself around your decision. You stop hesitating. You stop second-guessing. You stop being pulled in 100 directions. A real decision cuts off every other possibility. It's like burning the bridge behind you so there's no way back, only forward. And in that instant, your focus sharpens, your energy rises, and your entire being starts to align with your new path. Most people think it takes years to change their life, but it doesn't. Change happens the moment you decide. The decision itself might take 1 second. The results might take time, but that second of clarity is where transformation begins. That's the moment you go from hoping to doing, from trying to becoming. When you make a real decision, you eliminate confusion. You don't need to know every step, you just need to know your direction. Once that's clear, momentum builds naturally. Think about any time you truly committed. When you decided to change your health, start something new, or leave behind what was holding you back. The fear was still there, but your decision was stronger than your excuses. That strength didn't come from outside, it came from within you. That's the power of one decision. It awakens a new version of you that refuses to quit, refuses to settle, and refuses to go back. Everything changes the moment you decide with full conviction. That's when life starts responding differently, because the energy of a true decision carries power, focus, and unstoppable momentum. It's easy to look at successful people and believe they achieve greatness through one big leap or lucky break, but that's rarely the truth. What truly shapes a person's destiny are the small, consistent decisions made every single day. Every morning you wake up, you're standing at a crossroads, the decision to stay the same or move forward. The power lies not in the grand moments, but in the quiet, unseen choices that build your character and direction. The small decisions to get up early, to keep your word, to take one more step when you feel exhausted, these are the moments that sculpt who you become. Each tiny decision compounds just like interest. One good choice leads to another, and over time, those small actions create massive change. It's like stacking bricks. One doesn't look like much, but when you keep placing them day after day, you eventually build a wall strong enough to withstand anything. That's how destiny is built, through persistence, discipline, and daily commitment. You can't control every outcome, but you can control your next choice, and that's where your real power lies. Most people underestimate the small moments. They think skipping one workout, avoiding one hard conversation, or breaking one promise won't matter. But those tiny decisions shape your identity. Every time you choose to follow through, you prove to yourself that you can be trusted, and that builds confidence. Every time you give in to excuses, you reinforce doubt. The quality of your life is simply the accumulation of these daily votes, the votes you cast with your habits, actions, and mindset. When you realize this, you start to see your days differently. Every choice becomes meaningful. Every decision becomes an opportunity to move closer to the life you want. You stop waiting for motivation because you understand that success isn't about intensity once in a while, it's about consistency every single day. The person who wins isn't the one who makes the biggest moves, it's the one who keeps making the right small moves over time. The smallest daily choices, when fueled by clarity and purpose, are what build unstoppable momentum and shape the life you were meant to live. So many people spend their entire lives waiting for the right moment, the perfect time, the ideal conditions to take action. They tell themselves, I'll start when I'm ready, or I'll move forward when things calm down, but that moment never comes. Life doesn't hand you perfect timing, it hands you opportunities disguised as uncertainty. The truth is, the right time is never something you find, it's something you create through action. Waiting for everything to line up perfectly is the biggest trap that keeps dreams stuck in the realm of someday. There will always be reasons not to begin. You'll never have enough money, time, energy, or support. You'll never feel completely confident before taking a leap. But the ones who succeed are not those who wait until they feel ready. They're the ones who act despite not being ready. Action itself creates readiness. The moment you step forward, clarity begins to form. You start to see paths that were invisible before you moved. Momentum comes from motion, not from waiting. Every time you delay action, fear grows stronger. Every time you act, fear loses power. The mind loves to overthink, to analyze every risk to protect you from discomfort. But growth only happens outside that comfort zone. You don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Once you do, everything begins to shift. You start building confidence, courage, and certainty through movement, not thought. The difference between those who live their dreams and those who don't is simple, decisive action. The ones who win are those who say, I may not know everything, but I'll start now. They turn fear into focus and hesitation into power. You can't steer a parked car. It only moves when you start driving. The same is true for life. Nothing changes until you move. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the right day. Stop waiting for the stars to align. You'll never feel 100% ready, and that's the point. You don't need perfect conditions to make progress. You just need courage to begin. The act of starting is what transforms hesitation into confidence and potential into reality. Your past is not a life sentence. It's a lesson. Too many people let their history dictate their destiny. They replay old mistakes, carry old pain, and convince themselves that because things have always been a certain way, they always will be. But your past only has power if you keep giving it permission to define you. What truly defines you are the choices you make right now. Every moment gives you the opportunity to choose differently, to break patterns, to rewrite your story. You don't have to be the person you were yesterday. You can decide today to become someone new. Every experience you've had, even the painful ones, was preparing you for the next chapter. The failures, the heartbreaks, the disappointments, they were not there to destroy you, but to shape you. They gave you resilience, perspective, and strength. The mistake people make is staying attached to the version of themselves that no longer serves who they want to become. You are not your mistakes, your struggles, or your regrets. You are the wisdom and power that came from overcoming them. Real freedom begins when you start identifying with your past and start identifying with your potential. The moment you stop saying, that's just who I am, you open the door to who you could be. Your identity is fluid. It's built by choice, not by circumstance. You get to decide how you show up today, how you speak to yourself, how you handle challenges, and how you build your future. Every time you act in alignment with the person you want to be, you weaken the grip of your past self. Think about it. Your past can be your prison, or it can be your power. It can be the reason you stay small or the fuel that propels you forward. The same event that broke you can become the reason you rise higher. You can either keep replaying your old story or write a new one that inspires others. The key is to stop living from memory and start living from vision. When you decide that your past is over, your future begins instantly. What happened to you is not nearly as important as what you decide to do next. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward despite it. Every meaningful breakthrough in life begins with an act of courage. You don't need to feel confident before you act. Confidence is the result of courageous action. When you choose courage, even when you feel uncertain, you ignite momentum that starts transforming everything around you. Most people wait to feel ready, but the truth is, readiness never comes before action. It comes after you've already taken the leap. The first step is always the hardest because it demands faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the process, and faith that something greater is waiting on the other side of fear. The moment you act courageously, your energy shifts. You break the cycle of hesitation, and your mind starts to believe in your own strength. You begin to see that fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal that you're stepping into growth. Every act of bravery, no matter how small, builds a layer of self-trust, and that trust compounds. Suddenly, What used to terrify you becomes normal, and your comfort zone expands. That's how transformation happens, not all at once, but one courageous decision at a time. Courage creates movement, and movement creates momentum. Once you begin to move, life starts responding. Opportunities appear, people show up, ideas flow, and doors you never noticed before begin to open. The universe rewards action, not hesitation. The more you move, the more clarity and power you gain. Every small courageous act reinforces the belief that you can handle whatever comes next. It's a cycle. Courage fuels progress, and progress fuels more courage. Fear will always be there, whispering doubts and reminding you of your limits. But courage speaks louder. It says, I may not know how this ends, but I'm going anyway. That voice inside you that pushes forward, even when you're scared, that's the voice that changes your life. Real courage isn't loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's just the quiet decision to try again, to speak up, to take that one step when everything inside you wants to run. The moment you choose courage over comfort, you begin to rewrite your entire future. Life doesn't change in months or years, it changes in moments. The exact moment you decide. A true decision has power because it's backed by commitment. It's not a wish or a hope, it's a declaration that says, no matter what, I'm doing this. When you decide with that level of certainty, your thoughts, emotions, and actions begin to align with that new path. Everything starts to move in the direction of that decision. The confusion fades, fear loses its hold, and your mind stops negotiating with excuses. That's the instant your life starts to shift, not because of external circumstances, but because your internal state changes completely. Most people never truly decide, they just express preferences. They say they want change, but still leave space for retreat. Real decisions eliminate all other options. When you decide with full conviction, you cut ties with your old patterns, your old habits, your old identity. You stop looking back and start building forward. That moment of mental commitment becomes the foundation for everything new that follows. The moment you decide that you will no longer tolerate something, that you'll never again accept less than what you deserve, the universe begins to respond to that level of energy. A real decision creates clarity. You begin to think differently, speak differently, and act differently. It's like flipping a switch from hesitation to action. Suddenly, opportunities that once went unnoticed become visible. People feel your energy shift because it's grounded in certainty. You no longer chase change. You attract it because you become decisive about who you are and what you're after. That internal shift has magnetic power. There's a moment in every person's life when they realize they've been waiting for permission, waiting for the right time, the right feeling, or someone to validate them. But the truth is, life changes only when you give yourself permission to decide. The second you do, you take back control. Every new beginning starts with that one powerful moment of decision. You can think about it for years, but change won't happen until you decide with all your heart, this is it. I'm doing it now. That single decision can transform your mindset, your direction, and your destiny forever. So as we come to the end of this message, remember this truth. Your entire life can shift in one single moment of decision. You don't need to wait for the perfect timing. You don't need everything figured out. All you need is the courage to decide that today is the day you take control of your story. Every great transformation, every comeback, every success you've ever admired started when someone said, I've had enough. It's time to change. That decision is available to you right now. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you dream of. You have to choose it. You have to commit to it. You have to make that one powerful decision that says, no more standing still. No more waiting. I decide to rise, because in that decision, everything begins. Your confidence, your courage, your purpose, your new life. Don't underestimate the power that lives inside of you. It's stronger than your fears, louder than your doubts, and ready to lead you toward a life that inspires not only you, but everyone around you. So take that deep breath, look at your life, and decide, this is my time. One decision, one moment, one new life. It all starts with you. If this message moved you, inspired you, or gave you the push you needed, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another motivational video like this. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. You might just help them make the decision that changes their life. Thank you so much for watching. Your time and energy mean everything. Keep growing, keep believing, and never forget, you are always one decision away from a completely new life. See you in the next video. Stay inspired, stay powerful, and keep becoming your best self. Goodbye and take care.